The God of High School Season 1 Epic Highlights. Hello guys, it is another wonderful time to kick back with some anime entertainment. So take your legs out of your slides and grab a drink because things are about to get real entertaining. In this video, we're going to be telling you some of the epic highlights in the entire Season 1 of The God of High School, so keep watching. Number 1. Jin Mo-ri Bicycle Chase. How is a bicycle chase interesting, you might be wondering? Well, there is nothing fun in watching someone ride a bicycle, but it gets fun when you see that particular person chasing someone on a power bike and actually catch up to the person. This all happened in Season 1 basically, so this is how it went. Jin Mo-ri was supposed to attend a God of High School martial arts tournament, but ended up waking late. Quickly, he packed his stuff and busted out of the house, pedaling as hard as he could. He hadn't pedaled for long when a motorcycle blew past him, the rider seeming to hold a purse that belonged to his old lady neighbor. Now, this is where the chase began. The biker rider thought he was in the clear until he saw Mo-ri catching up with him while riding a bicycle. How is that even possible? A bicycle, not even a car. Well, probably the anime world has bicycles that are faster than Lamborghinis, who knows? And as you must have guessed, Mo-ri actually caught up to the bike guy and retrieved the purse. Even during the bike chase, he crashed into a girl and battered her face really bad. That part was actually funny, but let us not go too deep into the details for those who haven't watched it, so that we don't completely spoil it. What we have just said is just an idea of what happened in the bike chase, but watching it will actually give you a better understanding of what happened. Number 2. Go Gamgo vs Kang Manseok. Ah yes, we are beginning to get into the heat of the highlights in Season 1. Go Gamgo, a Tai Chai guy, was paired against Kang Manseok, a pretty weird fella who, for some reason, preferred his hands restrained. Go Gamdo even told Manseok to release his arm restraints before the battle because he thought he could easily defeat Manseok. A laughable thought. Now to the spicy part. The tournament started and immediately Go Gamdo, the Tai Chi guy, hit Manseok with a real flashy technique called Rabbit Step, Dragon Strike.
17!
Bam! He plunged his palm into Manseok's gut, knocking out all the air in his lungs. Dragon Horn's Divine Way, another epic move, and another, and another, and another after that, decorating his body with a barrage of consecutive attacks. It was really eye-catching to watch. Manseok kept on taking a beating until bam, bam, bam! He started returning the attacks back to Go Gamdo. A lot of things happened from this point. Things that won't be mentioned so you can still watch the anime and be entertained by it. Wouldn't want to take away all the fun. Number 3. Jin Mo-ri vs Kang Manseok. Well, you should know who Jin Tae-jin is. If you do, then you will already know that Jin Mo-ri is his grandson. Imagine the adrenaline rush you will have when you witness a battle between the person who was personally trained by Tae-jin and one weird guy who hides his arms for some reason. Well, here is how it goes. Kang Manseok was already breaking off the arms of the monk guy when Mo-ri intervened. He kicked Manseok out of the ring. Now, for some strange reason, Kang Manseok had to enter the ring without pants, and it was hilarious. Probably his pants got blown off or something, or he just got bored so he decided to take them off. With his pantless legs, he started attacking Mo-ri. He wanted to attack Mo-ri with some kind of kick, but Jin Mo-ri jumped and parried his kick mid-air by delivering a kick of equivalent force. As if that wasn't enough, he used an RE Taekwondo technique called triple kick, which brought pantsless Manseok to the ground. Such skill and power in a single fight. Number 4. Han Dae-wi vs Baek Sung-cheol. Ah yes, another epic move. Most times when you see nerdy people with glasses, they always look weak and helpless. Well, not Baek Sung-cheol. The battle between Dae-wi and Sung-cheol is a must-see. It was a bit shocking too when the nerdy guy started to display some moves no one thought he had. Bam, bam, bam. the nerdy guy actually dealt a huge amount of damage to Han Daewi's torso with a move he called 12 Spears, a jaw-dropping move. Anyhow, one thing led to another, but how did the fight turn out in the end? Watch God of High School so you don't miss out on all these epic highlights. Number 5. Jin Mori vs Han Daewi. Whoa, this fight was definitely a fight to remember. Imagine Tony Stark and Elon Musk in a tech debate. That is actually what happened here. Jin Mori and Han Daewi had both defeated every other opponent they were paired against, until they were paired against each other. Boom, boom, boom. Moves thrown at each other, some being of equal delivery force. Mori fought as well as he could. Well, not as well as he could, but he fought hard. And Daewi didn't back down either. A lot of emotional things happened during the fight, including some flashbacks and hesitations. But at the end of the day, both fighters left the audience awestruck. If you watch that fight scene, your jaw just might drop. P.S. Contact the nearest hospital if your jaw drops and tell them it was God of High School that did it. They will understand. Number 6. Drake vs Commissioner Q. It was at this point in the anime that the fight scene started getting more intense and bloody. Drake, a member of a team called Nox, was sent to assassinate Commissioner Q, which he kind of did. At least he managed to bury a large blade in Q's chest, not knowing that Q wasn't dead yet. As Drake was babbling about how strong he was, Q casually pulled the blade out of his chest, popped out a cigarette, and started to smoke. Yes, smoke. Quickly, the tables were turned and Q started beating the life out of Drake. Bam, slash, boom, boom. He tossed Drake around the room like a rag and was about to kill him. But he was saved by Priest Exley and Saturn, his teammates. But Commissioner Q did not look fazed at all. The fight raged on, the room being destroyed in the process. Bam, bam, whoosh. Different beams of power and destruction were thrown around the room, accompanied by different blade slashes of various shapes and sizes. Eventually, Q got some help from the other commissioners, even though he claimed to be fine. At some point during the fight, a dragon was summoned. How did they expect a dragon to fit into a small room in a skyscraper? Number 7. Jigultaik vs Jian Jugak. Well, there is not much information about Jigultaik, but it seemed like he was some weird guy who had issues with rejection or something like that. Anyway, that aside, this battle was kind of one-sided in the sense that Jian Jugak was beaten up like a child who spilled chocolate milk on a pair of white clothes. Well, here's how it happened. You know that moment when an anime character is to fight someone, or is to do something that requires a lot of strength or skill, and then they begin to remember that they have to make their parents proud or something? That is exactly what happened with Jian Jugak, but his own was different in the sense that he still lost. Instead of fighting, he started to sing the song Do Re Mi for some funny reason. Even though the song was part of the things that brought out his power for an even funnier reason. Anyway, while singing his nursery rhymes, bam, he got stabbed in the back by something that looked like a shark tooth. A shark appeared from behind him and chewed him up like a donut. As if that wasn't enough, he didn't stop fighting and ended up being hospitalized. That fight was really an epic yet jaw-dropping one. And of course, we can't give you all the details. Number 8. Jin Mori vs Park Il-pyo. Who would have thought that the grandson of Jin Tae-jin and Park Il-tae would engage in battle? Well, maybe it was destined to happen, maybe not. This fight was truly an epic one, so epic that the word epic is an understatement. Long before the fight, Jin Mori and Park Il-pyo had always wanted to fight each other, which made this particular fight kind of friendly. Park Il-pyo actually succeeded in hurting Mori for the first few minutes of the fight. He even analyzed the reason why Mori was losing and he was winning. Now, this fight was epic, not just because of the moves, but because the ki was awakened. What a surprise and an interesting time for the ki to be awakened. Don't know what the ki is? Watch God of High School. Anyway, for a moment during the fight, a mighty hand came from the heavens and touched the stage. Yes, it might sound cliche, and some people might even say that was Gandhi's hand. Want to know more about Gandhi? You can check our channel. Anyway, a lot of things happened, and at some point during the fight, Park Ilpio assumed the state of a fox, one of the gods that existed many years ago when the Monkey King reigned. Want to know more about the Monkey King? Check out our channel. Now, this fight was not just epic because of the overwhelming amount of power that nearly destroyed the stage and the audience around it, but it was epic because Jin Mori assumed the form of, you probably guessed it, the Monkey King. This is one of the few scenes in the God of High School anime that will keep your veins flowing with adrenaline. Number 9. Jin Mori vs. Na Hanseong. Well, this wasn't much of a fight, but a beating. Now, Na Hanseong came into the ring looking all cool and filled with swag and life. He looked so calm, one might have thought of him as a formidable opponent. Jin Mori busted into the ring a few minutes after he had finished beating the life out of one Nox member who thought he was strong by disgracing him with kicks. Anyway, what Jin Mori did in this fight was simple. He got into the ring, landed a barrage of kicks and punches on poor Hanseong's face. He basically finished him off in less than 2 minutes, one of the skills he used being his blue dragon kick. Would not want to be the other guy that got beat up. Number 10. The Great War. No, there was no actual war in God of High School. Well, there was a war, kind of. You know what, let's just call it a battle. So the Great Battle. Now, what happened during this great battle, and why do we call it a great battle? Well, at the last 2 episodes of the God of High School anime, a lot of fights occurred, which included the fight between Park Mujin and Sang Mandiak, the fight between Park Ilpio and Jiggle Taek, the fight between Jeon Jugok's grandfather and a member of Nox, and the fight between Jin Mori and Jiggle Taek. Yes, all these fights were happening at the same time, except for the fact that the fight between Jin Mori and Jiggle Taek happened a few minutes after the fight between Park Ilpio and Jiggle Taek. It was raw power and skill. Even the commissioners were there too, but the most intriguing and entertaining fight of them all was the fight between Jin Mori and Jiggle Taek. Mori was actually able to use some of his Monkey King powers during this fight. The last 2 episodes were really entertaining and filled with mind-blowing abilities and powers that would keep you glued to your screen. And that concludes this video. Before you leave, make sure to smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and punch that notification bell in case of future videos.